Grant, it's really impressive to see all this generation of sports cars, and also coming from the 550 and its really iconic mid-engine proportion, and to find this character in the Boxster and the Boxster 25 years.
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty evident that through all the generations of the previous Boxsters up until today, it's that mid-engine proportion that has always been very predominant. Of course, they have inherently had a longer wheelbase. Driver's position was always a little bit more farther forward. That was always what identified the Boxster. I think in the case of the new Boxster 25, going way back, 25 years, and to the original show car, there's a lot of similarities. Well, in the case of the Boxster 25 edition, what we did is we took certain elements of the car and we made them new. Starting with the wheels, of course, a very important element of a car. So it's like a reinterpretation of the Cup 5-spoke wheel that we had in the original Boxster show car. And we also painted them this color called neodyme, which also references the show car back then. So this neodyme color we had taken throughout the rest of the car. For example, the script in the back, which is two-colored, it's not only chrome, but also has a neodyme color on the front wing and the side intake. Of course, it's much bigger because we have the 4-liter Boxster 6-cylinder engine.
400 PS, quite a lot.
We decided also to blacken out the windscreen, so it gives the car a little bit more lower profile. So it sort of makes the windscreen disappear a little bit, so there's more of a focus on the body and the body sculpture. We always try to take the Boxster a few notches higher in every generation and try to be a little bit revolutionary in some of the areas. So when you look back in the past, Porsche has historically had silver as a predominant racing color. In the case of some of the 550 and the 718 Spyders, most likely had red seats. So this idea we had also carried into the future, starting with the Boxster show car all the way up until the Boxster 25 years edition. Well, what distinguishes this anniversary model from the other Boxsters is various features. One, of course, is the script on the dashboard with the lasered limitation number of 1250 will be made. The embossed logo on the roof. There's the brushed aluminum panels, and of course, the red interior. I think Porsche's specialty is always taking something from their own past and reinterpreting for the future.
So, Grant, where did it all start?
Well, there's no better person to ask than Harm Lagaaij himself. Hi, Harm.
Hey. Hi, Fabian. Yeah, where it all started is a long story. In 1992, we had already started working on the 986 and the 996. And we were looking for something new. We were looking for a new design theme. So the idea of coming up with a show car was slowly starting to become reality. We had a reasonable budget, but we had unreasonable time. So we set our minds on a deadline, January 1993, which was the Detroit Motor Show. And we said, we have to make it up to there. Because of the low sales figures in North America, you only get much space at a motor show if you are successful. If you're not successful, you get the smallest amount of space, which was the case with this particular car. The journalists were actually expecting some statements about low sales again. But they had noticed in the corner, there was a car, covered of course, and they thought, what is going to happen here? Are they going to show something new? And although we expected the journalists to ask us some difficult questions, and before anybody could actually ask a question, we took the wraps off, and here was a car which nobody had expected. It came as such a surprise that many journalists couldn't believe that we were actually showing such a beautiful and innovative new sports car. When we came home with such a successful concept car, there was just one thing we had to do, and we had to put this design theme, as we call it, onto a new package, which became the 986. And it became an enormous success because of this concept car.
So these were 25 years of action in Boxster. I'm really looking forward to the next 25 years.
It's going to be exciting, I'm sure.
By the way, Grant, did you actually know that when I was like 8 years old, I played a race game on a console, and it was called Porsche Challenge. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I was so stoked by the game, because in the end there was a video, somebody drawing like the silhouette of the Boxster, and I was like mind blown. This is great. I want to do that when I grow up. And 20 years later at Porsche, and I hear the voice, and I recognize it. I think like I know this voice. I know this. Where is it? And it comes to me like immediately, and I just think, hey, that's the guy from the video, which made me become a designer, literally.
Oh, it's a great story.